Yo, 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 yo! Hello, big pony! Hello, big brony! Johnny Wilson here, aka John Yaman, with another fanfic reading. Alright, this is part 3 of chapter 8, A Family Forgotten, A Family Found. Excuse me, folks. Last time we left off, Theon, King of the Dragons, had sent 2 of his best soldiers to find out what the source of the flame of the Arbiter came from, and sure enough, it led the 2 soldiers to Equestria, namely Ponyville, where they found Spike threatening a very fight Discord, basically stating that he ever told him that he could not be with Fluttershy, he would end him. So after that, the 2 dragons witnessed some sounding. They witnessed a human, which humans to them were only fable, legends, but sure enough, one was right before them. That's not all. Spike was engaged to 7 mares, 6 of them being the main 6, and finding out he's the adopted son of Celestria. Well, after that, they sent back a recording crystal to the king. What's going to happen? Now that the king finds out, what's his reaction going to be? What's going to happen to Ponyville? Well, let's find out. Sure enough, 10,000 miles away in Atlantis was King Theon, pacing back and forth anxiously, waiting the news from Starland Nightwing. Theon only looked to the ground with a concerned look. What is the holdup? I hope they were not spotted. I don't wish to start a war. Calm down, Theon. You're going to drive yourself sick, he said to himself as he sat down on his throne. He was pondering when his 2 best soldiers were going to give him a report. He wanted to know how the young dragon was doing. Were they treating him right? Did he get a good education? Is there a special someone in his life? And if they were treating him wrong, he would burn those responsible to ash. I wish he was here. I wish to hold him, to talk with him. Oh, I wish I never made that mistake so many centuries ago. What a fool I was! How could I do it? Not believe my own family, but instead I trust a disciple, my own blood. I would not trust my own blood, and now all of my line is nearly gone. He then looked up to the ceiling of his massive castle, clapping his claws together and praying. Please, spirits of old, grant this foolish dragon one request. Let this news to me be that my grandson is alive, so I can teach him the ways of the dragon, so I can be a better grandfather than I was a father to his father. Suddenly, a mysterious dragon's voice chimed in. Who would have thought? The great Theon Xanatos finally begging for forgiveness. I never thought I'd see the day. Hi, it's me again, the author of the story. Now, if you want to know what the king looks like, I posted a video a few days ago saying the king of all dragons, there's a dragon in the background, that's what he looks like. Here's a few details though. He was tall, mossy green colored dragon. He had a square chin, very handsome for a male of his species, and spikes coming out of every side of his face. 2 on the bottom of his chin, 3 coming out of one side of his face, 3 coming out of the other, and 2 massive horns on top of his head. His tail was shaped like a mace at the end of it. Theon turned to see who it was, but could not believe who he saw. As I live and breathe, Icaros Xanatos, my queen! How long has it been? 1,200 years? He said with excitement in his voice, and yet disappointment. He knew what her response was going to be. Icaros only gave him a disgusted look. Yes, 1,200 years since you cost us our only 2 sons, and a daughter-in-law I never got to know, plus my grandchild. What did you expect? That I would stay at your side? Surely you jest, replied Icaros. She was a light pink dragon. Her underbelly was pure white, She had a fiery red hair and with a few dark streaks in it. She had 2 horns on top of her head, more like stubby horns. Not long, and by dragon standards, she was the most beautiful in the land. Hi, Arthur here again. In part 2, you saw a picture of a light blue dragon. That's basically Icarus' grandmother. Just picture her with her flaming hair with the dark streaks. And her, you know, the different colors as I just described. But that's what she looks like, mostly. Yeah, she also has those... You get what I'm saying. You see the picture. Okay. However, she only looked at Theon with distaste, as she said, with every word filled with venom in her tone. Theon expected as much, but was hoping for better. I had hoped you might have forgiven me somewhat. I understand your anger is well justified. Icarus only gave him the same glare of disgust. You better believe it. Because of your foolish pride, I lost all of my family, she said, turning her head away from him. Theon only smiled and reached out with his claw and turned Icarus' head towards him gently. As she did, she noticed a smile on his face. She knew this face all too well. It was a face of when he had news. Icarus only gave him a confused look. An angry, disgusted, confused look. Why do you smile? I am grieving for the loss of my family. Even after 1200 years I still grieve, and all you can do is smile? Theon indeed just smiled. I smile because I might have found out not all of our family have been destroyed. Icarus looked at him with a blank face. Her eyes, for the first time in many years, had hope in them. What did you just say? She rushed at him and grabbed him by his shoulders, grasping him fiercely. Not all of our family is dead? Who? How? Theon just chuckled to himself. He was happy, then explained to her with a smile. Yes, Spy and Dram are gone, and so is Cinder, but... was all he could say as he was cut off when a magic flame came from his mouth. And with it, the recording crystal that Starlight had sent. Excuse me, folks. Oh, I forgot to mention I'll be taking 15-second breaks and water breaks. And I stutter, forgive me. Got disabilities. Icarus looked at the crystal now in the claws of the king with a puzzled look. But before she can ask him any questions, he took the crystal and held it to his forehead and whispered in the ancient language of his people. The crystal began to glow and then downloaded all the information that was within it into his mind. After it was all done, in an instant tears were in his eyes, but not tears of sadness, because he had a great big smile as he just busted out laughing so much he fell backwards on the floor. It's true! And 7 wives! That little salamander! Like father, like son! Icarus only looked at the king as if he was mad. Theon! By dragons of old and dragons of new, what is wrong with you? The king managed to compose himself and then held his wife in a tight hug, with a great smile on his face. He's alive, Icarus! Our grandson is alive! Icarus had once again adorned a blank face. This time she had tears coming down her face. She could barely get the words out as she asked her mate the question she wanted to... What? How do you know this? Theon only gave her a coy smile. I saw the flame of the Arbiter, and there's only one bloodline this Arbiter could have come from. Ours. So I sent my 2 best soldiers, Nightwing and Starlight, to investigate where the flame came from. Icarus looked at him with anticipation, but she had a very doubtful look on her face. And what did they find? Where's the location? The king chuckled once again, and also with the coy smile on his face. Ponyville, under the rule of Princess Celestia and Luna. The queen looked at him confused. He gave more than enough answers. Oh, as he gave more than enough answers. They found our grandson. He admitted to himself. He went through the dragon's bleeding effect. And get this, he took on Discord, the god of chaos and disharmony, and had him scared like a newborn pup. Icarus looked at him like he was crazy. She shook her head in doubt. It cannot be. It's been 1,200 years. I want to believe it, but I just can't. She started to cry, but the king comforted her. He was about to change her mind. About to change her mind.
No, my love. He is. Starlight just sent me this recording crystal, and when you see what's in it, you're going to be the most happiest dragoness in the world. For it seems he's quite the Casanova, and we're about to get in-laws. He is to marry.
Icarus looked at him with a blank face once again. Huh? Marry? To who? The king closed his eyes and opened them again, with a smile.
Look for yourself, my dear. Behold our grandson and our future family.
With that said, he whispered once again the ancient tongue of his people, and the crystal began to glow and projected a holographic image of what had transpired between Spike and Discord and the main six. For the next 30 minutes, Icarus watched, and as she did, she felt the feeling that she had thought had been long since dead. It was a feeling she had not felt for 1,200 years. It was joy. After the recording was over, she was crying, smiling ear to ear. He's alive! My grandson is alive! His name is Spike! Celestia raised him? Thank the spirits of old for her. But then came a surprised look on her face. He is marrying who? How many? 7? 6 of them being the elements of harmony? Great-grandchildren! My little boy is going to be married. My bloodline will continue. He's going to have dragon hybrids? She then yelled at the top of her lungs. That's it! As queen, we are going to meet him. And no, my husband, you have no right to say anything. I am not just going to hand over Spike after finally finding him after 1,200 years to 7 males without at least meeting them and making sure they don't hurt my little grandboy. Theon only laughed and embraced his wife in a hug. He gave a knowing, loving smile.
That's the first time in over 1,200 years. You called me your husband, Icarus. I know it's hard, but if you give me another chance, will you stay by my side once more?
Icarus looked at him. She then turned away, but then turned back to him. It will be up to Spike, she said flatly. We will tell him how his father and mother died, and if he asks me to forgive you, I will. The king smiled.
That's all I need to know. Mage, come here now!
A dragon covered from head to toe in fabrics of silk of the highest make was dressed as a wizard because he was a wizard. He was an archmage to the king. The mage only bowed.
Yes, my lord,
what is your wish?
Have the other mages prepare the teleportation spell immediately. Me and my queen are going to Ponyville with 4 other friends, and I wanted it done 15 minutes ago.
The mage only bowed quickly as he was already out of the chamber, yelling, Yes, my lord, at once. Icarus looked at him. By 4, you mean them?
Yes,
replied the king.
He is the Arbiter, and is going to be the future king of both Equestria and the Dragon Kingdom. They need to teach him how to use the elements of nature, but that is for a later time, and if he wants to. You never know. However, we should get prepared. I will give word to Nightwing and Starlight to alert the princesses. Oh, Princess Celestia, that we are coming. After all, I don't want to start a war.
Icarus nodded her head in agreement. Yes, I know. she replied with a smile. But let's hurry. I've waited 1,200 years. I cannot wait anymore. The king embraced his wife.
Neither can I, my love.
He tried to kiss her, but she stopped it. However, she didn't look like she tried that hard to stop him. No, no, she said with a playful, seductive tone. Spike's forgiveness first, then kissing. Theon was now excited, as he gave her a seductive, coy smile.
You know that boy gets his romantic side from me and his father, you know.
Icarus blushed. I know, she replied, nuzzling his cheek. Let's go. Whew. Give me a second, folks. Meanwhile, back in Ponyville, Nightwing and Starlight were still in the same spot as they were when they had set the crystal. They were waiting patiently for the king's reply, when suddenly Nightwing spat out a black flame with a letter. Starlight was excited. She wanted to know how the king had responded to the great news, but all she heard was Nightlight.
Great balls of fire! Oh snap! Sister, to Camelot Castle, now!
Starlight was baffled. What? Are you mad? We're not supposed to be seen, remember? We don't need to start a war, and 2 dragons flying right up to the castle to Princess Celestia herself will do just that. Nightwing just chuckled at his sister's remark.
Well, then the king and queen coming to see Celestia herself is going to open a whole can of worms.
Starlight's eyes widened. Her jaw dropped. What? The king and queen? Wait! The queen's back?
Yep, replied Nightwing. Apparently, while the king was receiving the information we sent back to him, the queen was there as she found out about Spike. She wants to meet him now. Just then, Nightwing had a devilish grin on his face. And a devilish thought. So, tell me, sister, do you want to be the one who denies a grieving grandmother and possibly angry grandmother that might decide to charcoal a certain dragoness for not doing her job and deny her to see her only grandson? Starlight gulped. Nightwing only continued to smile evilly. Do you want it to be you? Starlight looked at him and quickly answered, To Canterlot Castle and step on it! With that, she opened her wings and took off to the castle. Nightwing only chuckled to himself. That's what I thought. So he did the same and followed his little sister to Canterlot. Meanwhile, at Canterlot Castle, in Celestia's personal chambers, was Celestia herself and her son Spike, who was desperately trying to get out of the situation he was in which was an embarrassing mother-son talk. You know, the one you don't want to have with your mom about your night with your soon-to-be wives. Give me a second. Mom, for the 100th time, I will have kids, but it will be 9 months from now. I mean, I do want to start a family, but not right now, and not after the wedding. I wanted things to get settled down first, you know. Put all the pieces in order, like living arrangements, the major things, taken care of for. Celestia had been grilling him all night, mostly on how to entertain his soon-to-be wives so she can have grandchildren quickly. It was a very embarrassing yet very knowledgeable for Spike, which scared him. Spike only looked at his mother confused and concerned. Oh, and how the hey do you know all this stuff about technique stuff, I mean? You scare me. Celestia only chuckled. My dear son, I have been alive for many years, and I have been courted by many stallions, so I know a thing or two. But come on, what is wrong about having kids? Don't you want little ones by the mares you love? Excuse me, folks.
Spike looked at his mother with a frustrated look, placing his head in one claw, or placing his other claw on one knee.
Of course I do. On my own time, when I feel like I'm ready.
Celestia only chuckled yet again. Oh, you say that now, but from the way you've been acting, I should say it's only a matter of time for your romantic mode kicks in which I am counting on. Spike's eyes widened, his mouth gaped open as he pointed his claw at his mother.
Mom! That's it! I'm out of here.
Spike, now frustrated, got up and walked towards the door. Celestia cut him off, laughing. Oh, Spike! You know what I say is true. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, 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 knock. Celestia turned her head towards the door. As she did... Oh, as Spike did as well. Celestia only had a frustrated look. All right, this had better be good. Hold on. She used her magic to open the door. There was one of her sun gods, breathing heavenly as if he had just returned from a field of battle. Celestia looked at him with a concerned look. Soldier, calm down, take a deep breath, and calmly tells me what's going on.
Forgive me, Your Highness, but I wouldn't disturb you unless it was... oh boy, absolutely and truly necessary. And it truly is. 2 dragons from the Dragon Kingdom are here to see you. And they are personal guards of the King of all Dragons, King Theon.
Celestia's eyes widened, as well as Spike's. They were both shocked.
Why are 2 soldier dragons of the king here?
The guard turns his attention towards Spike.
I don't know, young prince, but they want to see you as well.
Celestia shook off the shock and addressed the guard. Where are they now? The sun god only looked to his princess.
In the main throne room, my lady.
Celestia looked at Spike. At first she had a puzzled look on her. She was about to ask the god another question when she heard 2 voices.
Forgive us. We had to see you as soon as possible, Princess Celestia.
Second was Starlight. Apparently the 2... Starlight chimed in as well. Hello, Spike. My, you're even more handsome up close. No wonder you're about to marry 7 mirrors. Celestia and Spike and the guard turned around to see Nightlight and Starlight. Nightwing and Starlight. They had left the throne room and followed Spike's scent to her personal chambers. The princess realized these dragons were no common soldier for them to sneak behind her and her guards. Her guards had trained night and day for months to years on end to sharpen their skills. Celestia was not new to this either. She had fought many battles and sharpened her skills to the max. For 2 dragons to sneak up on her? No. These were special guards. As the princess got a better look at them, she noticed their jeweled necklaces. And that was all the evidence she needed. Celestia looked at them, shocked. You're grand elites. That would explain a lot. Both bowed before Spike and Celestia. Nightwing was the first to speak.
All hail Princess Celestia, Princess of the Sun, Savior of Spike.
Starlight continued after her brother. And all hail Spike, son of Spy, son of Cinder, nephew to Dram. The king and queen cannot wait to meet you. They will be here within the minute. The moment Starlight had finished her sentence, Celestia just said flat out loud, What? A royal meeting? Wait, how did you know about Spike and his engagement to the main 6? And Trixie? Alright. I'm gonna leave it right there. Normally I do it longer, but I'm gonna leave it at a cliffhanger. Because I gotta get the other papers in order. And I need a break. I'll try to continue this later on today. And boy, it's getting juicy. We're getting to the good stuff. Hope y'all enjoy it. Thank you, and good night. Well, good day in my case. Good night, good day every brony, good day every pony. See you Maybe today or tomorrow, I will try to get the part 4 out.